Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Charger Arena for an exciting night of Charger basketball varsity girls contest between the visiting Spring Lake Lakers and the hometown Covenant Christian Chargers. We're excited to bring this game to you. Dan Kuiper alongside me. I'm Kyle Brunige, and we're going to jump right into a great conversation with Coach Doug Kaptein, who is ready for this night. And Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We know your girls are ready to go tonight. And you, of course, know that this is the last Friday home game in Charger Arena. You played here. I played here. Dan played here. It's a pretty special place. It's senior night. What's going through your mind with all that context?
There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to miss this place. This is a fun place to play, especially with the atmosphere. But yeah, they get to utilize this too as players, that they get to experience this. So it should be fun. Never dull moment at Covenant when it's full.
Yeah, and a Friday night here against a Spring Lake team that looks like they've had some solid wins throughout the year,
yes.
and a potential tournament foe down the line here. What can you tell us about Spring Lake and what you expect to see from them and what you're hoping to see from the Chargers tonight?
Spring Lake is very talented. They have guards that shoot. They're not scared to shoot. They have some post players that are very talented also. They remind me a lot of Holland Christian, very physical. But yeah, our girls are up for the challenge tonight. They had a good practice yesterday. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad we're here, not there.
Yeah.
Well, last question for you, Coach. I mentioned senior night. I know you just spoke to it. I mean, what can you tell us about these seniors, this group? I know every group's a little bit different.
Yes. This is a group that was together from November when we started conditioning. They laid out kind of what their season wanted to be like, and they haven't veered from that goal. They're just great leaders. They get along well, which is a big deal. And, yeah, I'm going to miss them. I really am. They're a special group. So,
well, Coach, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. We're
Absolutely.
excited to see your girls hit the floor again and keep that winning streak going. It's been a fun year, and looking forward to seeing them tonight.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
Have
Thanks,
fun.
Coach. That was Coach Doug Kaptein, and we got right into that interview, Dan. We didn't have time to give some of the essentials here. The Chargers are coming in at 18-0, ranked number 1 in Division II, and Spring Lake coming in 12-5, like Coach said, really solid basketball team. It's a great matchup for them, and I think we're going to have a really exciting girls game here.
Yeah, you just talked about the great season that the girls have had. They've been playing well together. Coach talked a little bit about the senior leadership, which is what it takes to put together a season like this. And facing off against a really good Spring Lake team that could be a regional opponent in the tournament. So really exciting to be here tonight and see what kind of matchup we get.
Well, folks, we got a doubleheader ahead. We got the girls first here tipping off in a little bit, and then we got the boys coming in a little bit later. We'll be broadcasting that game too. So a great fun night last Friday at Charger Arena, and going to be really exciting basketball. We want to take this opportunity right now also to recognize our chief sponsor, the Holst Jepson Physical Therapy Center, and our very own Abby Miedema, the great work she does. We appreciate her and that fine institution over there. It's amazing how you and I played. We didn't have the same caliber of athletic training support that we do today. Our athletes have it pretty good, don't they?
They have it great, and Abby or one of the athletic trainers from Holst Jepson's here quite often for practices, for games, make sure our athletes are well taken care of, ready to go come game time. So appreciate all their work.
We've got a great crowd for this 5:30 tip-off. We're going to step aside now for starting lineups. We'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome to Covenant Christian High School for this game between the Lakers of Spring Lake and your Covenant Christian Chargers. At this time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineups. First of all, for the Lakers, starting at guard, a freshman, number 3, Addie Harris. At guard, a junior, number 5, Lexi Baker. At guard, a sophomore, number 12, Chloe George. At forward, junior, number 34, Peyton Hine. And at center, a senior, number 35, Alex Buttile. The Lakers are coached by Corey Guiden and assisted by Jacob Udeman. And now for your Covenant Christian Chargers. She's starting at guard. She's 5'4". She's a senior, number 3, Ayla Halstead. At guard, she's 5'5". She's a senior, number 4, Morgan Vanderscap. At guard, she's 5'8". She's a senior. She's number 14, Sam Muhlenberg. At forward, she's a 5'8" senior. She's number 22, Annika Brower. And at forward, she's 5'9", a senior. She's 32, Brooklyn Muhlenberg. The Chargers are coached by Doug Captine, assisted by Kara Camps and Jeff Westrow.
We are just about ready for tip-off, starting for the visiting Lakers. Harris, Baker, George, Hine, Buttbile. And for the Chargers, all seniors tonight. Ayla Halsteg, Samantha Muhlenberg, Morgan Vanderscaff, Annika Brower, and Brooklyn Muhlenberg. Again, the Chargers coming in at with a record of 18-0. Ready to keep that streak going with another week of action before the tournament. And the Chargers control the tip.
Looks like it's going to be a scrappy man-to-man defense from Spring Lake.
There's a steal right off the bat by George. She takes it all the way to the rim, misses that. Right hand. Gets her own rebound. Now that's Buttbile. Stolen by Vanderscaff, not quite. Picked up again by Spring Lake. They control it. Good patience by Spring Lake. Down to Buttbile again. Right hand off the glass. Good.
Good ball movement. Good strong take there by Buttbile.
Full court pressure now by the Lakers. This is now senior Sam Muhlenberg. I'm sure if they had any scouting report, they know to watch out for her from beyond the arc. There she goes, top of the key. Rattles out, rebound. Hine, she's going to be fouled by Brooklyn Muhlenberg. So first foul of the game goes to Brooklyn. Spring Lake basketball. Steal, Muhlenberg off the pressure. Halsteg almost had it taken away. She recovers. Pretty stifling defense to start by Spring Lake, Dan.
A lot of energy and intensity on that defensive end from Spring Lake. Quick hands, quick feet, making life difficult for the Chargers.
Off the Halsteg miss, Muhlenberg with the offensive rebound, but Spring Lake ties her up. And so possession Lakers.
Two steals for Sam right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just playing free safety on the backside of that 2-2-1 press.
Excellent job anticipating the passing lane.
her first.
So on that foul by Laker Alex Buttbile, it will be Charger basketball. 2 minutes in, 2-0 Spring Lake. Lakers with some pressure of their own. Brooklyn from beyond the arc, off the mark, out of bounds to the Lakers.
Both teams trying to get settled in here.
That's steal number 3 by Sam.
Oh. We got Candy on the court.
We'll call it a middle school mishap. The far end of the gym there. Candy explosion of sorts. The official was all over it. Exactly what the athletic director wants to see early on tonight.
Well, we got Travis out there. He's going to get everything under control.
He was just telling me today how much he loves managing the middle schoolers. It's his favorite pastime.
Sure. Besides, I mean, other than kids in the hallways, it's those middle schoolers that he gets most excited about.
That was Lexi Baker dribbling the ball on the sideline, so back to the Chargers. Almost another steal there by Baker. It's the senior Morgan Vanderschaff controlling the offense.
It's been quick, hands, aggressive, just really solid defense down here, making life difficult for the Chargers. And so Covenant's not really been able to settle in on the offensive end. And it's been Covenant's press that has kept Spring Lake from settling in on the offensive end themselves. So just a defensive slugfest back and forth at this point right now.
That foul is on junior Peyton Hine, so we'll stay with the Chargers. Mariah Van Overlope and Lydia Minderhoud into the game for the Chargers. Brower working hard underneath, couldn't get the pass from Mariah, who took it in and missed. So it's going to be Baker from the wing off the mark. It's going to give the ball back to Covenant Christian. We've got a nice crowd here in Charger Arena for the early game. A lot of people coming in to support the Lady Chargers tonight. That's Mariah Van Overlope from the top of the key. And that gets the Chargers on the board. A 3 for Mariah. Mariah been playing very well lately, shooting the ball extremely well. Hine tried to answer long on that shot, but offensive rebound, Buttbile. Little scoopy layup by number 12, Chloe George.
Just nice footwork there, stuck with it.
Some pressure by Spring Lake. Brooklyn Muhlenberg from the corner. Yes, sir. Back-to-back threes for the Chargers.
Toe on the line on that one. They called that a 2-point.
Check that. Thank you, Dan. 2-point bucket for Brooklyn. Nice move to the bucket by Baker.
It's a couple times now where they've been able to get into the lane, put the ball on the court, on the floor, go score a layup. Chargers are going to have to move their feet a little bit better.
Sam Muhlenberg all the way to the bucket. She had one thing in mind. She's going to go to the free throw line. That foul is going to be on Peyton Hine. That's her second foul here in the first quarter. Not a lot of depth to the Spring Lake team, so that's something to look out for.
Shooting for the Chargers, number 14, Sam Muhlenberg.
And as Sam Muhlenberg misses the first free throw, junior Sarah DeVries checks into the game. Along with Weber and Rogalski for Spring Lake. Offensive rebound off the miss. Here's Mariah looking for two. Misses that one. Laker basketball. Well, we've done a few games together, Dan. We know that sometimes that defensive compression extension very difficult to sustain that for 32 minutes. It'll be interesting to see what Spring Lake does as we end this quarter, move into the second. We expect the Chargers to settle in a little bit, and inevitably they're going to be playing a little tight tonight. It's senior night and a lot going on.
Yep.
And of course, keeping the record going, that adds a little pressure too.
It certainly does. And to your point, how is Spring Lake going to be able to, can they maintain this? For how long can they maintain it? You talked a little bit about a short bench for them. They've got 9 on the roster. Officially, we heard before the game that one of their players is out with an injured hand. So really just 8 on the bench or on the roster tonight capable of playing. So fouls are going to be a big part of the equation for them tonight.
Their sharpshooter Macy Subka is out tonight, as you mentioned, and that's offense that they're missing tonight. Chargers with some pressure out of the timeout. Lakers maintain possession. Rogalski almost had it taken away. Coming off the strong drive on the previous possession. This is Weber. There's Rogalski now to the right hand. She's fouled, going to the free throw line.
Good strong take. We've seen her do that a couple times, get to the basket. Good footwork.
That foul on Lydia Minderhout.
Shooting for the Lakers will be number 12, Chloe George.
So George to the free throw line. Makes the first. And the second. You don't want the opposing team to score. It also means they set up their press. Good job there by Sarah DeVries getting the ball across. She's going to go baseline. Misses the layup. Right there at the bucket. Pretty aggressive defense by the Chargers. It leads to a Minderhout shot that's off the mark. They maintain possession. Chargers got away with a pretty aggressive handsy defense there.
Letting them play tonight. Nice.
Here's Brower in the corner. To Mariah. Knocked away by George. Laker basketball. They're making it very difficult offensively for Covenant Christian. That's going to lead to a Baker 3 that's a bit long. And nice pass from Minderhout to Vinoverlo. Cuts the lead to 1, 7, 8. Minute and a half to go, first quarter.
Nice take. Really nice.
Excellent pass by George to Weber.
Yeah, put the ball on the floor. Nice little dump off. And good rotation there from the Chargers to get a piece of that shot as it went up.
The Laker faithful wanting a foul on that shot attempt by Weber. Didn't get it, but it will stay here with Spring Lake. George has been very aggressive, taking it to the rim.
And
she's going to get fouled by Samantha Muhlenberg, and she's going back to the free throw line.
Number 12, Chloe George shooting for the Lakers.
Splits the pair. More pressure by Spring Lake. Excellent job by DeVries. Dumps it down to her sister Jenna, who's checked in. And that's how you break a press, Dan.
Yeah, well executed. You want to attack it if you can. Great execution there.
That ties it at 9, under a minute to go, first quarter. There's George, great bounce pass to Weber. Nothing better than an interior bounce pass. Puts the Lakers up 2 with 30 seconds to go. And George is going to pick up the cheapie.
The Lakers are number 12, Chloe George. That's her first team score.
Neither team in the bonus. Spring Lake 1 foul away. Chargers are at 3 for the quarter. Chargers would like to see Muhlenberg get going. So Sarah down to her sister Jenna again. Twins. They work together very well, and that ties the game at 11. Harris not quite aware of the clock situation there. That's going to end the quarter with a tie game at 11. Pretty good defensive effort by Spring Lake. The Chargers, put up 11, but definitely Spring Lake didn't make it easy for them.
Yeah, we were expecting a competitive game coming in tonight, and that's exactly what we got in the first quarter there. We saw both teams get up and down the court. You talked about Spring Lake's feisty defense, great defensive effort, and then we see them attacking the basket down here on the other end a couple times, getting to the rim, scoring some layups, and getting to the foul line. But the Chargers have done a nice job themselves, breaking the press, handling the pressure, and getting some easy ones on the offensive end as well. So we'll see once what kind of adjustments, if any, each of these coaches make coming out into the second quarter.
Well, you likely heard at the outset of our broadcast that it's kind of a special night. It is senior night, but also we have the last home Friday night game in Charger Arena, and that leads to tonight's trivia question, Dan. I was racking my brain today, pontificating on what would be appropriate tonight. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The question tonight is in the history of Covenant Christian, and that involves this gym. How many girls varsity coaches have there been? As Sarah DeVries gets the bucket, how many varsity girls coaches in the history of Covenant Christian, 1968 to the present? Give that some thought. Take a trip down memory lane, and the answer will be forthcoming. Nice bucket by Sarah to start the quarter. It's going to lead to a jump ball. It's going to be Laker basketball. Now you're going to be doing some counting in your brain.
I can come up with some of them. I don't know. You get earlier than the 90s, I'm going to have a hard time. I know one of them from earlier than the 90s, but
yeah. You should know one of them apart from that as well. That's a little teaser. Here goes Sarah DeVries to the rim, blocked, and stay with the Chargers. Mariah Van Overloop will check in for Morgan Vanderschaff. They will stay with the Chargers, up 2, a minute into the second quarter.
Nice play.
Excellent ball move there by Sarah. Already very impactful as she's been in the game. And she gets the steal right there. Shoots the short shot off the mark. And off her miss, she's going to pick up the foul just a few feet from the basket.
Sarah DeVries, that's her first. Team first.
she'll come out of the game. Brooklyn Muhlenberg back in. Still early going, second quarter, 15-11, Covenant Christian. It's a nifty move there by Addie Harris. She's a freshman.
Just a freshman. Started the game, getting a lot of minutes now, especially with Subka out.
Impressive move. It's going to cut the lead to 2. Off the switch there, Jenna had a matchup issue there. Lydia couldn't quite get her the ball. What was your switching philosophy back in the day as a coach?
I didn't particularly like to switch, especially not guard to big, but sometimes you get stuck, and I think that's what happened there.
Definitely can create a mismatch. Jenna had missed on the other end, but they pick up the block and they control the basketball. Sam Muhlenberg.
It's been a physical game, both ways. We've seen some contact. Officials are letting them play.
There's Brooklyn Muhlenberg back to Sam. Her cousin for 3, misses. Good look at the bucket. There's the freshman back to the rim. Buckfile with the rebound. And she's fouled. And she'll go to the free throw line. That foul on Mariah Van Overloop.
Second shooting for the Lakers will be number 35, Alex Buckfile.
This is the first. Senior Annika Brower back in the game for the Chargers, as well as Ayla Holsteg. Misses both free throws. Still a 2-point lead. Mariah to the bucket. Off the mark. Rebound, Harris. Tried to get that ball to Buckfile. Good idea. Picked off by the Chargers. I think the crowd's waiting for a little spurt by the Charger offense, Dan. They need to get something going there. That's not going to get it done with a turnover.
That's something we haven't seen, is a little run by either team. It's been tight the whole way.
That's George to the bucket, where she's been spending a lot of time, and now she spends some more time at the free throw line.
Look, that's Chloe George. She's just a sophomore, but she's taken it a number of times we've seen. Just really strong, aggressive, to the basket, playing with confidence, forcing some fouls.
And she's a sophomore, so the underclassmen duo has been a big part of this first half for Spring Lake. With that free throw, George cuts the lead to 1. And she makes both. Tie game, 15-15. Coming up on halfway to go, second quarter. High screen by Brooklyn. Mariah getting the ball down to Brower, knocked away by Weber.
Didn't score on that possession, but that high ball screen action has been really something to keep an eye on. Has created some mismatches for Covenant in the low post, and also created some open shot opportunities on the outside. See if they go back to that.
There's Sam Muhlenberg trying to get on track here. Off the mark. But off the rebound, it's going to stay with Covenant Christian. And now the DeVries twins checking back in for Brooklyn Muhlenberg and Annika Brower. So Sarah and Jenna back in, trying to pick up where they left off. With their, really for them, it starts at the defensive end. And Sarah trying to get the ball to Jenna.
The thing about the DeVries twins is they can get position. They do a nice job of working early, getting position. But they can also put the ball on the floor. They're good passers. They can score the ball. Just so versatile.
The officials really letting both teams play. A lot of two hands, light shoving. That's going to be an over and back call. It will go to the Lakers. Something to keep an eye on is this, especially into the second half, can the officials keep up that style of letting them play. We've seen quite a few that probably could have been called, but they are being consistent, which is, of course, what you want to see as a coach. Now this is Weber. Pretty good footwork, but she's going to be stuck in the lane for 3 seconds. So that's going to turn the ball over to Covenant Christian. We're still stuck on 15.
Each team scoring 4 points this quarter with 3 minutes to go.
There's Jenna. Weber not giving up any ground down there for Spring Lake, making it very difficult for the post players. And as they're trying to work together again,
give and go.
The official's going to ruin it with a foul call, but it's in the Charger favor. That foul is going to be on Hine. Check that. Weber, her first foul. It's going to be off Morgan Vanderskaff, and it's going to be Laker basketball. Spring Lake just a little bit too disruptive for Covenant Christian's liking in the half court.
Yeah, certainly have been. Just active hands, active feet, and that has done a lot to disrupt what Covenant's trying to do.
It's George trying to get it to the freshman in the corner, and it's going to be off Harris, and another turnover. Coming up on 2 minutes, still 15-15. Both teams looking to end the half well. Get into the locker room with some momentum. That's Jenna with the pass off the mark to Sarah. Vanderskaff almost had the steal. That was Baker off the mark. Hine tracked down the rebound, but she shuffled her feet, and that's going to be a traveling violation. So both team turnovers piling up a bit, and that's going to lead to a 30-second timeout by Captime.
A 30-second timeout.
We'll take this opportunity to revisit our trivia question, which was how many girls varsity coaches there have been in the history of Covenant Christian. Mr. Elzinga, have you been, you didn't hear it probably, yeah, okay. Well, you have like 5 seconds to think of an answer. But we're gonna give Dan the first shot.
I can come up with about 7 of them. And there's gotta be more than that, so I'm gonna go with 10. Am I way off?
Mr. Elzinga, you've got a response? All right, well, our scoreboard operator is going with 12, and Dan's going with 10. You should have stuck with your first number. The answer is 7.
Is it 7?
7 girls basketball
So
coaches.
I can list off all 7.
Let's hear them.
Ag Lubbers, Sarah Decker, Russ Zwack, Gracia Camps, skipper, myself, Jeff Bottenberg, and Doug Kaptein.
Ladies and gentlemen, dead ringer on the trivia. He has not seen the question. Unless he peeked over my shoulder. But Dan,
which I would never do.
Dan just ran the table on the trivia questions tonight. Got all 7 coaches. And nice work, Dan. And nice to see your name in that list. Your stint as girls varsity coach.
For a couple of years, yeah.
That was quite a regime.
It was fun.
Took them to the quarters one year. Meanwhile, there's a basketball game going on, and the Chargers with a bucket and free throw, putting them up 3. That was Annika Brower. Nice for her to get a bucket on senior night and a free throw. 45 seconds to go, 18-15. Mariah was in the right spot to take that pass. Great,
nice.
Great look down to Brower, and she's going right back to the charity strike.
Foul to be called on the Lakers on number 35, Alex Buttpile, her second.
That was 35, Alex Buttpile, her second foul.
Shooting for the
Again,
Chargers
something that
will be
the
number 22,
Lakers are going to have to keep an eye on is foul trouble with a limited roster. Yeah, Ag Lubbers was the coach for a long time.
Yeah,
over 20 years, or maybe about 20 or so. I'm sure somebody listening could come up with an exact number, but Sarah DeVries with the rebound off the missed free throw. Nice footwork by Brower to collect herself and get the layup. 6 points this quarter by Brower. Extends the lead to 6. Down to Buttpile. Nice skip pass to George. I don't know if it's something with the air pressure, but every Spring Lake 3 has been a little bit long.
It's
not
one
comfortable.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we haven't seen them knock down an outside shot yet, and we know they can. But they haven't been able to settle into that part of their game yet here. So if they can get those to fall, a couple of those to fall, that certainly helps them quite a bit. But a nice little run there. It was 15-15, a 6-0 run to finish off the second quarter in the last couple of minutes. It's been a well-played first half, and be exciting second half, I'm sure.
Both teams heading to the locker room for some adjustments, and we're going to take this opportunity to step aside and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for an exciting second half.
Visitors joining with us tonight. We do have a fully staffed, fully stocked concession stand. Go outside the gym where you came in and turn left.
We are just about ready to start quarter number 3 with the Chargers up 21-15 over the visiting Lakers of Spring Lake. Again, Chargers trying to extend their record to 19-0. And off that first possession, a steal. Harris taking it to the bucket, off the mark, rebound. Goes to the Lakers. And that was Harris off the mark. The Lakers have not had a 3-point field goal this game.
No, they have not been able to get a whole lot to drop. They've scored quite a bit at the charity stripe. A few 2-point shots. There's the first 3-pointer.
There's reverse broadcaster jinx there.
The anti-jinx.
The anti-jinx. Budbile with the 3, and that cuts the lead in half. Bauer trying to get the ball down to Muhlenberg, stolen away. That's Hine, short. Rebound Muhlenberg. You know, we talk a lot about Sam Muhlenberg's offensive ability. She does a lot more than score. Obviously a stellar defender and excellent ball handler.
Yeah, he takes care of the ball, creates for teammates. Senior leader.
Good patience by the Chargers, trying to get something going here. Excellent defense by Spring Lake. That pass from Brower to Brooklyn Muhlenberg, again, not quite the angle they want for that interior pass. That's going to be Brooklyn Muhlenberg picking up the fouls. And the Charge showing some zone action here.
Hello, zone pressure.
Kick basketball by Brower. Buttfile couldn't quite corral that pass from Hine, and that goes out of bounds. And now with Charger basketball, Spring Lake showing some pressure. We saw that in the first half. We saw a lot of success when the Chargers could be aggressive and attack. Always, like you said, what you want to do against the press. Great ball pressure there by Hine. It caused a double dribble by Van Overloop. That will be another Charger turnover.
Seen too many turnovers tonight. I'm sure Coach Kaptime's not thrilled with that, but at the same time, the Spring Lake team's been very aggressive and been some contact that officials have let go, which has made the challenge that much greater. And there's the second 3 of the second half.
Chloe George. She's been very aggressive tonight going to the rim. Now she hits one from beyond the arc.
Chargers finish the first half with a 6-0 run. Spring Lake starts the second half with a 6-0 run.
Now this is Jenna DeVries. And as Jenna passed that ball out, she hung around in the lane too long. 3-second call. Buttbile to the rim. She's going to be fouled by DeVries. And as Buttbile goes to the free throw line, Just going to give Spring Lake an opportunity to get their first lead since about midway through the first quarter. That free throw off the mark. I can just sense, Doug Kaptein just really wanting his Chargers to assert themselves offensively, not allow the Spring Lake team to hang around. Pretty fortunate now, still tied with those 2 missed free throws. And that's a good pass by Mariah to Jenna, and she's going to go to the free throw line.
On the Lakers, the number 34, Peyton Hine.
That's 3 for Peyton.
Shooting for the Chargers will be number 35, Jenna DeVries.
And with 4.5 to go in the third quarter, that's the first point of the second half for Covenant Christian. And it's a Jenna DeVries free throw. Mariah with a nice rebound. Minderhout thought about it, kicks it out again. Now here's Sam from the top of the key. Just off the mark. They've looked good, but Muhlenberg not able to get him to fall. Laker basketball down 1 halfway through the third quarter. Off the Baker miss. Nobody boxed out Alex Spudfile. And she took the ball, went up, and she was fouled by Sarah DeVries. Coach Kaptein cannot be happy with that sequence.
Number 35, Ellen Spudfile will shoot 1 shot.
This is the free throw. Rebound Sarah DeVries. And the Lakers now with their first lead. Not for long. That's Lydia Minderhout for 3. That puts the Chargers back up 2. This crowd is starving for a Charger run.
And we know they can fill it up from outside. If they could put together a couple made threes, would be huge.
Starts with the steal by Minderhout. Muhlenberg from the baseline. Long. Rebound Baker. Almost a steal by Minderhout, and she's going to be tripped. By Muhlenberg, her second foul.
Team 5th already for Covenant.
And that will put Harris at the free throw line. She misses the first. Senior Ayla Halsteg checking in for Muhlenberg. Harris with the second.
Spring Lake just 6 for 14 from the free throw line.
Jenna DeVries off the mark. George tipped off that three-point attempt.
A good backdoor.
Nice pass from Van Overloop to Minderhout to the free throw line. She goes. That foul is going to be on Weber, her second.
He's hit first. At the line for the Chargers is number 12, Lydia Linderhausen.
Makes them both. That's George. Good rebound there by Weber. She's been active underneath. Another three attempt. That one by Baker, and that goes down. That ties the game at 27. Chargers a bit out of sorts offensively, even though they're obviously in this game. Some really poor passing at times. And we're really fortunate that the Lakers haven't extended a lead off of that.
Yeah, and part of it is that the Lakers have not shot well from the free throw line right where they're at right now.
This is Subka at the free throw line. Makes the second free throw. Here's Vanderschaff, who checked back in, poked away.
Just a scrappy team, and we've seen that right from the start. And we're seeing it more and more, tipped passes, turnovers. Chargers have got to take care of the basketball. Because once they've gotten down here on this end and been able to execute in the half court, they've had some success.
That's Muhlenberg going to the rim. She's going to be fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
So then Lakers with number 12, Chloe George, her second, team's third. Shooting for the Chargers is going to be number 14, Sam Muhlenberg.
That foul on Chloe George, her second. Sam a bit short on that free throw, hoping for a better attempt here on the second. Down one. And she ties it. 28-28, coming up on 1 minute to go. Third quarter. Chargers in that zone again. This is George. Rebound Brower.
Timeout called by the Chargers, a full timeout.
Timeout, Coach Kaptein. And that will be a full timeout, so we're going to step aside. Out of the timeout, Charger basketball. See how effective that timeout was.
Another tip pass.
The pressure just really affecting offensive flow for the Chargers. Here's Mariah.
And you know, we talked about it earlier, but so impressed with this Lakers team that have played with energy and with pace and played incredibly hard, and they don't have a deep bench, but they just have been playing all out from the beginning of the game right up until now, giving the Chargers some fits.
This is Subka now, back to George. 5 seconds. Chargers do not want to foul. Shots off the mark, and that's how the third quarter ends. With an even score, 28-28. Chargers outscored that quarter by 6. What adjustments do you think Coach Kaptein needs to make to get this fourth quarter off on the right foot with some of the offensive or the defensive pressure they've seen?
Yeah, I think with the defensive pressure that they've seen, a lot of it comes down to just getting refocused, making good, strong cuts on the offensive end, good, crisp passes, and working for position early. You've got to imagine that that's maybe one thing that coach is talking to them about. Get your position early, be available to the basketball, and then you're going to get a lot more flow in that half-court offense. And they've had opportunities when they've done that in the low post area. They've gotten some mismatches down there and really set themselves up well at times to catch the ball and score, or to catch the ball with a little give and go. We've seen that a few times. So see if they can bring that offensive focus back here in the fourth quarter. And for Spring Lake, they've got to be happy with that third quarter. Played really well. Incredibly scrappy. Offensively, they finally got a few three-point shots to fall, and we're set up for a great fourth quarter here.
As the record stands at 18-0, sometimes it's like, just remember how we got here. And they got to match the intensity of Spring Lake.
And anytime you're 18-0 and the number one team in the state, you got a target on your back. And this Spring Lake team, I'm sure, knows that.
Nice pass from Vanoverlope to DeVries, and so Sarah will head to the free throw line to put the Chargers back up front. That's Budbile, her third.
First. Shooting for the Chargers will be number 10, Sarah DeVries.
Splits the pair, 29-28, some pressure by the Chargers. Great steal there by Jenna. She goes all the way to the rim for two. Just what the doctor ordered.
Great anticipation there.
While she was transferring the ball over, she shuffled her feet. And that's going to be a traveling violation on Spring Lake, and that's going to lead to a quick timeout from Spring Lake, and that's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step aside. Be right back. Sam Muhlenberg to inbound. Gets it to Jenna DeVries. Down to Sarah. Nice little baseline shot. Bounces around for a bit and falls. 5-0 run by Covenant Christian. It's going to lead to another traveling violation by Lexi Baker. And the Lakers better be careful with the momentum in the Chargers' favor. Sarah from the baseline for 7-0 run, Covenant Christian, 35-28.
Suddenly the energy level for the Chargers has just skyrocketed.
The wheels are falling off for Spring Lake. Linderhow misses the three over the back. Sarah DeVries, not a good foul. That allows them to set up the press, where they've been successful the last 3 possessions. And that's going to lead to another timeout by Coach Corey Gagan. And I think the point of emphasis is how do we break the press?
Yeah, you finally get a rebound there, and then you get fouled, and you're back on the baseline facing the press, and Chargers have been incredibly successful. And that we saw a different energy level in the last 30 seconds of game action, 60 seconds of game action from Covenant down here. They finally decided, you know what, it was a close game, maybe we should kick it in and make a little run here, and what a run it's been. 7-0 just like that.
You get the sense that the Chargers needed a little run like that. The confidence was not where we have seen it this year. A little confidence boost. Some mind games going on, taking the press off out of the timeout. Off the Harris miss, Muhlenberg with the rebound. Very active hands. What do you think the thought process is there with Coach Kaptein, Dan? Three good possessions. They've called 2 timeouts. Out of the timeout, he pulls back. What is he thinking there?
Yeah, some of it is just what you said, a little bit of a mind game, strategy-wise. Maybe you're thinking, I got to imagine they're going to go back to it, so you pull it off right after Spring Lake's talk through what they're going to do. Okay, let their guard down a little bit and then bring it back the next time you have baseline out of bounds down there. We'll see if that's the strategy or not.
.35-28, 6 minutes to go. Caught in the corner is Linderhout, passes it down to Jenna for 2. Big bucket, Jenna DeVries, extending the lead to 9.
On the Chargers, the number 12, Lydia Linderhout, her second.
Second foul on Lydia Linderhout. 2 team fouls apiece between Covenant and Spring Lake. Something to watch out for as this 4th quarter progresses. Spring Lake, you feel, really needs a bucket on this possession. Excellent defense by Van Overloop, sending back George's left-hand layup. That's Budbile from the corner. Off the mark, rebound, Sarah DeVries. Tried the give and go action. There's Jenna, back to Ayla DeVries. Tried the floater. Off DeVries. Laker basketball. We've seen that play often tonight. Jenna or Sarah working together. Now the pressure's back. Off the steal, Vanderschaff, tight pass to Holsteg. The foul is going to be on Lexi Baker, her second foul. That's going to be the third team foul for Spring Lake. Still 37-28, approaching 5 minutes to go in this contest. Fortunate to keep possession there. Chargers need to be reminded that they have the lead. They don't have to force it here. Maybe another timeout by Coach Kaptein wouldn't be a bad idea, but the opportunity passed. And that's going to be a turnover by Hine. So Charger basketball. Muhlenberg and Brower checking in. And now Spring Lake showing some pressure.
The game really becomes somewhat simple right now for the Chargers. You got to keep the foot on the gas pedal, look to score, but there's no need to force anything or take unnecessary risks. And from Spring Lake's perspective, you got to force a couple turnovers and try to get a couple quick baskets, which we haven't seen anything outside of a 6-0 spurt from Spring Lake at this point. They'll have to put together something more significant than that in the last 4 minutes if they want to make a comeback.
Sarah DeVries, the only Charger with 3 fouls. Lydia Minderhout and Sam Muhlenberg with 2. Ayla Halsteg with the travel. Here comes George. Missed 3 by Baker. Hine with the rebound. She's going to be fouled by Annika Brower. She also has picked up her second foul. 3 team fouls each team.
Number 35, Ellen Buttbile.
And that was a surprise. I'm wide open by Buttbile. Good screen action there by Spring Lake, and that cuts the lead to 7 and ends the 9-0 run.
Timeout called on the Chargers, a 30-second
To go
timeout.
on the clock.
30-second timeout.
37-30. Charger lead. And I got to think that Coach Kaptein is telling his girls layups only, pass the ball, cut, screen. It's not complicated, as you said earlier.
And sometimes that's the reminder that they need. Just execute the offense. You don't need to do anything special necessarily. Just execute the offense like you have been at points tonight. Avoid tip passes. Be strong with the basketball. You know that Spring Lake's going to come out. They're going to be ultra aggressive. They have throughout the night, but they really have to be above and beyond aggressive at this point. So be ready for that. But move the ball, go to the ball, catch the ball, all the simple things.
Absolutely. Sam Muhlenberg inbounding. Gets it into Brooklyn, over to Vanderschaff. Brooklyn saved another turnover there, but she traveled. Well, this gym was built in 1979, and been a few girls contests played here. This will be the last one on a Friday night. They're going to hit the court here next week. Chargers are fortunate a bit with some of the missed three-pointers. They hit a couple in the third quarter, but not a really good shooting night by the Lakers. And Ayla Halsteg, as she went baseline, traveled. And that's going to be another turnover. So with 3 minutes to go, the Chargers are clinging to a 7-point lead. And now showing that pressure with Sarah and Jenna DeVries checking back in.
Timeout called by the Lakers.
That's going to be a 30-second timeout by Spring Lake.
Full timeout.
And it's been changed to a full timeout. So as we are just under 3 minutes, Chargers 37, Spring Lake Lakers 30. We'll be right back.
We will be recognizing the seniors between games. So at a convenient time near the end of the girls' game, if the parents could be down by the door where the pep band is, and the seniors can go to the door at the end of the visitors' bench.
Laker basketball out of the timeout. Here's Baker. Spring Lake is going to need some action offensively here if they're going to cut into this lead. The Chargers just need to be smart. Don't need to pick up any silly fouls.
Number 35, Ellen Cockpile.
That's Peyton Hine for 2. That cuts it to 5.
You'll take that of your Spring Lake, a quick shot.
Drains it. That cuts the lead to 2. Quick 5-0 run by Spring Lake. 2 minutes to go.
And now again, yes.
Almost had that give and go again, but it's going to be a jump ball. It's going to put the basketball in the hands of Spring Lake. It's danger time for Covenant Christian. Holding on to that 2-point lead. Be interesting at the end of this game. We haven't seen very good free throw shooting by the Lakers. Bit of a wild shot there by Baker in the hands of Mariah Van Overloop. Chargers up 2, 1:10 to go. Trying to keep their season perfect, looking to go 19-0. There's Jenna going up with the right hand, off the mark. Steal by Van Overloop. Stolen
right
back by Harris. Budvile almost tied the game there.
Good defense
That's Baker.
from Minderhoud.
Blocked by Minderhoud. Oh, we got a trap here.
Timeout called by the Chargers.
And Coach Captine's going to call a timeout. Everybody's on the edge of their seat now, including us. We got 32 seconds on the clock. Chargers up by 2. And just 3 team fouls, Dan, both, so each team with a foul to give. So you know the Lakers are going to be very aggressive. And they try to, obviously the trap here led to the timeout. It's going to be interesting if Coach Gagan employs that again and tries to force the action a bit. Just strong with the basketball is the message in the huddle.
Yep. So a 2-point game. Possession arrow is to the Chargers, should there be a tie-up at any point.
We mentioned foul trouble. Sayre's the only one with 3, several others with 2.
And on the Spring Lake side, they've got a couple players. Peyton Hine and Alex Buttbile with 3 apiece. Chloe George with 2. Tessa Weber with 2. So nobody in real serious foul trouble at this point with 30 seconds on the clock. See if the Chargers can get something going to the basket here with a quick open shot layup.
Here we go, 32 seconds. Mariah turns it over, tried to get the ball to Sam Muhlenberg. That's going to lead to Spring Lake timeout.
That's the last timeout for Spring Lake. They're out of timeouts. Chargers have 1 full timeout left.
So now we'll see what Spring Lake draws up. Chargers with plenty of opportunities. They had the lead up to 9 this quarter and had some great momentum there. It just took a couple buckets by Spring Lake and a few turnovers on this end, and here we are.
Yeah, they put themselves in position, the Spring Lake team has. Saw some tired legs over there. There's got to be a lot of tired legs out there, but you know, certainly depth is in favor of the Chargers should this thing go to overtime. But this is what you like to see in a basketball game. You get good high school basketball teams, and they execute and they just never give up, and that's a sign of a well-coached team. You see that on the Spring Lake side, and this Charger team continues to just battle as they always have throughout the season as well.
All right, here we go. 27.9 on the clock. Spring Lake down 2 with the basketball. Chloe George inbounding. And that ball goes in the hands of Lexi Baker. To the freshman, Harris passes out. That's George to the bucket, rebound Van Overloop, and she's going to be fouled. That foul's on Baker. So they had a foul to give. Next one will put the Chargers at the free throw line. Chargers just need to inbound here. And so that foul is going to be committed by Harris. Real close to a foul there that would have put George at the free throw line. Officials didn't see it that way.
I wasn't quite sure. I didn't have a clear view of it. I didn't know if she just lost her footing there or what happened exactly.
Pretty consistent with how the game's been called. That's going to put Mariah Van Overloop at the free throw line, and she can really put this away with 2 free throws, and she misses the first off the heel. So now this becomes a crucial free throw with 9 seconds on the clock, and the Chargers looking to go up 3. And she makes the second. No timeouts for Spring Lake. Down to 5 seconds. And as Alex Buttbile converts the 2-pointer, she is fouled by Lydia Minderhoud, and with .9 on the clock, Budbeil has a chance to send this game to overtime. And she makes it.
Wow.
Big three-point play by Alex Budbeil with 1 second left. That's going to extend this basketball game. 4 minutes on the clock.
So Alex Budbeil puts the shot in, gets fouled, 0.9 seconds left, goes to the free throw line, was 0 for 5 from the free throw line going into that one, and calmly knocks it down.
A friendly bounce for sure, but we're going to play an extra 4 minutes here in Charger Arena. The boys varsity game coming up next as they wait anxiously for their shot at the Spring Lake Lakers. And if you missed it at the beginning, Dan and I will be calling the boys varsity game as well. At the conclusion of this game, we'll be moving over to that stream, so you'll see a new YouTube link showing up for the boys contest. If you want to keep your fun evening going of great high school basketball, then definitely click on that new link and more excitement to come. But we got 4 minutes in a game that the Chargers were really in control of. Up 9 this quarter, and as that possession was going down, the crowd was pleading with them to shoot a 3, and that actually worked out in their favor. And the Chargers would have liked them to heave up a 3, and the old three-point play was what sends us to overtime.
I'll be honest, I thought exactly that same thing. The ball went inside to Budbeil there, and I thought, you got to kick it out. And no, it all worked out for the Lakers in the end.
Let's see what the Chargers can do now in the extra stanza. See how they can answer. Here's Sarah DeVries. Back to Sarah for 2.
We've seen that a few times tonight.
Lakers can't seem to figure that out. That makes it 40-38. Budbeil to George. Very patient. Steal by Mariah. Excellent dribbling, but excellent defense by Baker. And Charger fans are holding their breath as that pass is converted to Muhlenberg,
will be number 14,
and she's fouled. She makes the free throw. Just her second point tonight. But as we mentioned earlier, Sam, such a well-rounded player. She offers much more than scoring. Those are 2 big free throws to extend the lead to 4, and now some Charger pressure. We're going to get a carrying violation, the first one of the night. Sam, very patient. Almost a turnover there. Lexi Baker has been just all over the Charger guards tonight. Great pass from Jenna DeVries to Mariah Van Overloop for 2. 6-0 run to start overtime. Another steal, that time Muhlenberg. Really set up by Jenna DeVries on the sideline trap. And now here's Jenna looking to go up for two. Blocked by Budbeil, but they're going to call a foul. I'd say the official had to see that foul. That's going to be her fourth foul. That's going to put Jenna to the free throw line. She misses the first. It's a big free throw here for Covenant, looking to extend their lead to 7.
See if Spring Lake can find a way to claw back into it again.
George, excellent defense by Van Overloop. It's going to be a turnover to Covenant Christian.
Timeout called by the Chargers. A full timeout.
That's going to lead to a timeout by Coach Doug Kaptine. That's going to be a full timeout. So we got 1:34 on the clock. Does this seem vaguely familiar? A 6-point lead towards the end of the fourth quarter.
We've seen this before.
Don't count these Lakers out.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, they have fought tooth and nail from the beginning of this game, given it everything they've gotten, and just there were times I thought they looked tired out there. Legs were starting to look tired, but they have just continued to fight, haven't given up at all, and made that comeback at the end of the fourth quarter. And you know they ain't going away. They're not going to go away without a fight in this last 1 minute 34 seconds. Chargers are going to have to take care of the basketball. We talked about that at the end of the fourth quarter, and that's what it's going to come down to again here. Take care of the basketball, execute against the pressure. You're in an advantageous situation now so that if you get fouled, you're going to the free throw line, shooting two shots.
Well, you can see it right on your screen. 1:34 to go, 44-38. Excellent pass from Mariah to Sam. Beautiful design by Coach Kaptine, and almost a steal by Sarah DeVries. And the last thing Chargers want to do here is a silly foul that will put the Lakers at the free throw line. That's Baker for 3, off the mark, tries again, missed that one, rebound Muhlenberg. Now it's going to be foul time pretty soon. Excellent pass from Jenna to Sarah. Jenna gets the rebound.
Now you want to kick it out, use some clock.
Smart offense is what Coach Kaptine wants. And that was exactly that, off the offensive rebound. 10 seconds went off the clock, and now Lydia Minderhout will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And she makes the first. She makes both. 45 seconds, 10-point lead. Believe it or not. Chargers do not want to foul here. That's going to be Harris for 3. Rebound DeVries, and now here comes Sam. Just looking to dribble.
Smartly pulls it out, but a little careless.
And then as Sam Muhlenberg gets it to Lydia Minderhout, Minderhout is fouled. She'll go back to the free throw line where she just hit 2.
Shooting for the Chargers will be number 12, Lydia Minderhout.
Minderhout makes the first free throw, and that puts the Chargers up 11. Spring Lake has not scored in overtime. Lydia with 4 big free throws in overtime. And that's going to be George with another missed 3 for the Lakers. So the ball will go right back to the Lakers, down 12. They just didn't have what they needed in overtime. And credit the Chargers defense, of course. Blocked by Jenna DeVries. And the Chargers of Covenant Christian, the Lady Chargers, pull off a big win in overtime against Spring Lake and go to 19-0. Congratulations to Coach Captine for keeping it rolling. Pretty exciting game. Spring Lake, a lot of credit goes to them for sticking around and playing tough, but the Chargers come off on top and get the W. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to be going to a new stream for the varsity contest, and you want to tune in for senior night introductions, plus a little special treat by our athletic director, Travis Vimbemel. You'll want to stick around for that as well. It's probably a good time for our viewers to grab a snack and get ready for game 2. For Dan Kuiper, I'm Kyle Brunicky. We'll talk to you in a few minutes. I was hoping
and Ruth Brower. Annika's favorite basketball memory is winning districts her sophomore year versus Saugatuck, and dousing coach with water after the win versus Holland Christian. Also getting